Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do our first how cheap is it video for EX7, and I want to do it on my favorite deck from EX7, the yellow puppets, the shoes, CENDRILLMON. I want to talk about how cheap it is to build this deck, and I know people in the comments are going to be like, this deck is not cheap. And depending on how you want to build it, you are correct. This deck might not be cheap for you, but it could potentially be a lot cheaper depending on how you want to play it. So stick around for the whole thing, and let's get started. Of course, please like, comment, and subscribe. So you start with your egg, which is the egg I would play, is the starter deck 19 Digimon. By the way, I've played about, I don't know, 50 matches with this deck already in testing. It feels really nice. It's good. It's fine. The deck is fun. It needs more support, but like you could probably have a top regional with this with CENDRILLMON. I believe it. I really do. Shoemon. You need your shoes. This is the Shoemon from Star Deck 19, and it's like, all the messages are gonna go off now. It's like, we'll call it $3 per, I think is fair. At $4 a piece is fine. It's cheaper to actually buy the singles individually than the starter decks themselves, just so you're aware. Then we have Shoemon from EX7, who costs nothing, but you still want 4 copies of it. Yes, you do. Just like that. And it's very cheap, so $1 is fine. Now, the last mandatory rookie I think you really need is Junkmon from the starter deck 19. It costs nothing to buy. It gives you inheritable barrier and also gives you decoy puppet, which is not a big deal. It's really there for the barrier. As puppet with barrier. Yeah, that's really about it. Now, people are going to be upsetty spaghetti with me after I say anything about this, because I know there's a part of the community that feels one way about these promos, and one part of the community that feels another way about these promos. You do not need any of these. You do not need any promo Shoemons. You don't need it. The on-play sec -1 is cool. The inheritable attacking -doesn't is cool. Is it needed? No. No, it is not needed. However, most people, I want to say, play an average of 2. Okay, so then we'll say you're buying 2. But I stand very strong in the fact that you do not need this card. You just don't. It's not that needed. But if you want it, the price is there. Shoemon. So the one from starter deck 19 is very good. I don't know why I didn't even copy there. It's whatever. I don't know what's going on here. But Shoemon from the starter deck is a security Digimon that has a better inheritable, gets all opponents upon security Digimon -3000, makes it really easy for your stuff to survive. It also has overclock puppet, which is very good. We like overclock puppet. I would say you need 4 copies of this card. This Shoemon, if this is the one that when you evolve it, you play Risa for free if you don't have a Risa or one Risa on the board. You want this one a lot. Same inheritable, by the way, Star Deck 1. That's pretty cool. Promo Shoe. I went into a whole tangent on the Facebook group as to why you do not need this card. You just don't. You really don't. Until the end of the opponent's turn, one of the Digimon cards can't attack and gains security attack -1. Like, it's just not needed. It's not needed. It has jamming by itself. It's not that needed. A lot of the decks in the meta play around this card really easily. They do. It's like, if I'm a blue deck, like Mirage, I'm just going to build in the stack. What are you going to do? Evolve on my turn while I OTK you with Mirage? Sure. Good luck with that. And have fun while you're doing it. Like, no, it's not needed. But you wouldn't play more than 2 of it if you wanted it. So, whatever. $32 times 2. If you want a cheap recommendation, alternatively, play Kazemon. Play a yellow hybrid. It's 25 cents. Play 1 or 2 copies of it. It's fine. Or play 8 champions. Honestly, that's fine too. Chaperonemons, both of them are very cheap. This is the EX07 one, and this is the starter deck one. Very, very, very inexpensive cards. The starter deck one is worth a little bit more because it's a starter deck card, but that's about it. I say the average here is 25 cents, and you need 4. I don't know what I did there, but that's not right. I'd say this one is $1.25, and you maybe want 4 for the playset. Okay, that's fine. Level 6s. This is where things can go a little bit insane. So, maybe you want 4 copies of CENDRILLMON from EX07 for your collection, for your playtesting. I think that is perfectly reasonable and normal. You might want to play the starter deck CENDRILLMON. You might want to do that. And if you do, go ahead. But don't play more than 3 copies of it. More than 3, you're asking for it. You really are. But we'll call $250 for 3. Don't play more than 3. Don't do it. A lot of people commonly play Digimon Ace in their Central decks. It's unfortunate. You might want to make sure you have your copies if you want to play this deck, but it's you probably can play without it. I'm testing a variant that doesn't play it, and like it's fine. So I don't know. There is that, but you wouldn't spend more than 2 copies worth on this card. And then a good alternative is just Venusmon. You know, Venusmon is still incredibly powerful. It's still crazy. It's still Venusmon, and you can get it for very cheap, and you only need 2 copies of it. Those are all alternatives. You know, you don't have to put Digimon Ace. I'd probably recommend it, honestly, but like you don't really need it per se. 7s. Sure. I'd probably recommend playing a Ruin mode. Yeah, I'd probably do a Ruin mode. And if you're feeling special, you can even play a Death X-Mon. Okay. I don't play Death X-Mon. I know some people do. I do play Ruin mode, though. I think Ruin mode's crazy. And I have really considered playing 2 copies of Ruin mode in the deck. So maybe just bump that up to 2, whatever. We're balling today. We are balling today. Orisas. Okay. There is Promo Orisa. There is EX07 Orisa. And there's the starter deck Orisa. Alright, the Memory Tamer one, I would not play more than 3. I would not personally play more than 3. It does, I'm not looking at the right one. Sorry, my bad. Oh, that's not the EX7 one. The EX7 one, I probably also wouldn't play more than 3 of it. Now, when one of your things is deleted, suspend the Tamer, play a puppet from your hand, help in the cost, start main phase, gain memory. It is pretty good. It's not a 4 of, but it is pretty good. If we look at the starter deck one is next here. Give Rush. This one is really good, but again, I would not play more than 3. Memory Tamer is good. Giving you Rush is good. Yeah, it's probably fine. Now, this Tamer, people will be angry at me. I think you need this card. Like, don't bother building the deck without it because you'll be putting yourself at a fundamental disadvantage. And I want to do a whole tangent as well on the Facebook group as to why you need it. Short form answer is this. These 2 Orisas require you to be comboing off to gain the Rush or to play a deleted thing to replace from the hand. This helps you get set up. You play this, you play a Shumon, and then when you're evolving up, you use this to reduce the cost. This is the only Tamer that helps you get from point A to point B. For the rest of the Tamers to be good, you have to be at point B. Because, yeah, it's a Memory Tamer, one of them, and the other one gains you memory, that's fine. But, like, the fundamental things of those Tamers, those are the combo payoffs. The playing Wanton Deletion and the giving you Rush, those are combo payoffs. You can't get those Tamers to resolve unless your combo is there. This Tamer helps you get there. I don't care what anyone says. I would not play this with less than 2 copies of Promo Orisa, but if it was me, I would play exactly 3. I'll leave that to you to see if that's what you want to do, but that's just my take. If you disagree with me, you are wrong, but do let me know in the comments why you disagree with me. And then, to finish up here, physical training. This is the cheapest version of the card. 4 copies of it is fine. Honestly, I wouldn't play any less than 4 copies of it. And then lastly, yellow memory boost. You can get away with 2, but again, I'd probably play 4. Luckily, it's very cheap, so it doesn't really matter too much. And there are the odd other person playing a yellow removal option or Wonder Stomp. That's fine. They're worth nothing out of the list. Not a big deal. So, if you buy everything on the buy list, you're looking at $530 for a tier 2 deck. I'd say tier 1.5 deck. It's still insane though, right? But like I said, if you cut out the promo Shumon, if you cut out the promo Shumon, if you're a reasonable person and you play, 1 Ruin mode instead of 2, you lose a lot of money, okay? The promos that you don't have to play, I think by choosing not to buy them, will save you money. But like, it's gonna be an expensive deck. This is not a cheap deck to build. It is not, and it will not be for a while. But that's how cheap it will be, or lack thereof, I guess, if you do want to build CENDRILLMON properly. Properly is the key takeaway here. And like, if you want to go a full budget version, right? You cut the death decks, you cut the ruin mode, you cut the Turby Aces. You still need promo Orisas. It's the only expensive card you need. But if you cut everything else, it's $200. Still more expensive than a tier 1 deck. It is the way it is. And that's all I can say about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!